Today, I'm going to talk about the 80-20% rule in Adolescence, a new Netflix series. This is part two. I've already made part one, so go watch it if you want to. 80-20% rule is a false narrative created by incel group. Incel stands for involuntary celibacy. Celibates are people who don't want to have any partners, sexual or romantic. They choose to be single. Whereas involuntary celibacy means that these men feel that they are forced into being celibates because they don't really have a choice, because women don't choose them. That's the reason they have come up with this false narrative of 80-20% rule, which states that 80% of the women like only 20% of the men who are good looking, and rest of the men don't really have a chance. It doesn't stop there. They actually use this 80-20% rule to fuel anger and hatred towards women, that they are being too picky and they are withdrawing their love and attention from these men. The sheer sense of entitlement in this statement, that how can a woman choose somebody else but not me and then blame them, is itself so misogynistic. They actually go further because they are feeling like victims. They hate women, they harm and hurt women, and then they go on to justify their actions because, hey, women did not choose them. That's the reason we have harmed them. And that's exactly what has been explored in Adolescence as well. There is a lot of internet chatter about how Katie, the girl, was a bully, and that's the reason Jamie didn't really have much of a choice. I'm going to come to that in a little while, but I have to get to the crux of the problem. The fact of the matter is that our boys are suffering. They don't really have safe spaces to express their feelings and thoughts. We are constantly telling them to toughen up, to man up, to take charge. And of course, the internet then comes into play. There's like a full manosphere out there on the internet, these toxic websites and toxic influencers who are telling our young boys that, hey, if you're feeling bad, if you're in this state of misery, it's only because of feminism. These women, 80% of the women are choosing only 20% of the good looking men, and you are not good enough, and the women have to be blamed. They are telling these young boys and young men that, hey, women are asking for equal rights, they are asking for equality, and you are in danger, which is such a false narrative. I urge all of you to please share this video with all your friends and family, and especially kids, because boys and men are feeling miserable not because of feminism, they're feeling miserable because of patriarchy. Patriarchy expects men to be providers and protectors and not to express, not be vulnerable, and just take charge. That's the reason there's so much of bottled emotions and feelings and frustration in men. Feminism, on the other hand, is a solution to this problem. Feminism talks about equality for both women and men. Feminism advocates creating safe spaces for these men so that they can be heard and they can be seen and they can share their thoughts and be vulnerable. So, if any toxic influencer is telling you that feminism is the problem of your misery, please, that's not true. It is patriarchy. Okay, so let's circulate back to the show Adolescence. Like I said, there are a lot of people who are trying to defend Jamie, saying that, oh, Katie was a bit of a bully, don't you think? Almost justifying Jamie's actions. So let's get into it. Katie was a 13-year-old girl whose nude pictures were leaked on the internet by a boy she trusted. She is being objectified. She is the one who is a used commodity, and hence she wouldn't really have any luck or any chance with any of the boys. And Jamie, who doesn't even find Katie attractive, who finds her flat chested, wants to use her weak moment to ask her out. And sure, maybe she called him a part of the incel culture, she bullied him. What does he do in return? He kills her, he stabs her. And what fascinates me the most is that we are such intelligent people, but we don't even use half our brain cells. We are ready to believe into all these false narratives that exist on the internet that blame the women. We are ready to believe Andrew Tate, who has an IQ and EQ of a jellyfish. Okay, sorry, that's disrespectful to jellyfish. But we are ready to believe him and his narrative of women being toxic and women are the problem, instead of focusing on the real problem, which is patriarchy. You know, with Jamie also, I can fully sympathize with the boy that he did not really have a good childhood. He was being dragged to a boxing ring or a football field when he just wanted to, like, sit at home, draw, paint, and do things he wanted to do. I feel sad for him that he was dragged into this manosphere on the internet where he was radicalized by all these men into believing that women are bad and he should hate them, kill them. I can empathize with him on all those fronts, but that is the problem. Patriarchy is the problem, and I'm going to call that out instead of blaming a 13-year-old girl who is dead. So, for a brief moment, if you thought that Katie was the problem and Jamie was justified, then you are misogynistic, and it's high time you called out your misogyny. There are 4 or 5 characters in this particular series, including the psychologist, the mother, and the daughter. And I want to talk about all of them, maybe in part three. Should I? Should I not? Let me know in comments below. I'm going to end the video with a quote I read in one of the comments of one of the reels. It said, "Rejection does not mean life sentence." Think about it.